Pango and Warlock. I guess Warlock's
Pango
not
and
that
Warlock.
spicy, but that's what
Still,
yes.
we haven't
It's
seen him
coming.
today, so
You'll see the magic.
Isn't too predictable. Game number 3. Let's go. Final set of the day. We've got a draft. Woo! That's a Centaur. First ban now.
I mean, what's up with the fast draft? I thought they knew what they're gonna pick. Everyone was so sharp. What's going on? Huh?
Cat just got knocked down a peg. He's like, all right, let's use a little bit of this reserve time here. I mean, the frog gave it to us for a reason. I guess we'll check for DCs here, but no, they are just digesting the Centaur ban, throwing GP for a loop already. And first pick will be going to EGOBOYS. So they're the ones maybe more likely to leave in the Broken Heroes.
What do you think about the Lifestealer 4th overall? Should they address that? That's probably what I would guess the discussion is right now.
Yeah, just pick Razor.
Oh. I mean, didn't we see Razor getting trashed as G played Lifestealer versus Razor and they picked Ogre and they banned Tiny? Yes. Thank you, Kat. I know you're not listening, but sorry, guys. I got a little
It's good. Here. Yeah, sure.
But what about
get it out?
Tao's Tiny?
10 seconds remaining.
I mean, they don't have first pick, so there's always gonna be the chance that those matches. I think you gotta let it go.
Well, away it goes.
Radiant team ban.
And actually Shadow Shaman ban. All right.
Okay.
Stocks moving
Show
up.
me something new, you know?
Heading to the moon, baby.
Dire team pick.
They take the Nyx. Puck's up. Batrider's up.
Radiant team pick.
Ooh, okay. This has been a bit of a staple, I guess. The ABBA first. We got an Ogre first earlier, a little unorthodox. The ABBA first. I feel like this is much more widespread across the entire region. And lower.
Yeah.
This covers bases, enables a number of heroes. It is technically a flex. It's just been Beast Coast that flexes it into core, but it is
my
there.
God, I can't believe it. I was so close to saying Rubik instead of Warlock, and I was like, no, because I was thinking the Pango, and then they counterpick with the Rubik, but then I was like, no, Rubik's bad, so they'll counterpick Warlock. All right, good.
This
hero,
is certainly something. A good hero, but underutilized. So what did GP have up their sleeve?
Well, I really like this because EGOBOYS
one.
plays a lot of Pangolier, as Trent pointed out. So having this Rubik, you can steal the shield if they go for the Pangolier. It's so easy to steal the roll. And the classic Cat Trient.
There it is. We talked about it in game number 1, and it makes a debut here in game 3.
Okay.
Ooh, all right. So what do you do versus Tree? Okay. That's the question. All right, now you got to be thinking about towers because that's what their game plan now revolves around, right? Yeah. On the side of Gorillaz-Pride. So now you need to be thinking like, what are we going to do to address this? And they say, no, I don't think. I just want to cut trees. No, that's not how it works.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess Timber in a way, like he usually wins lane so hard that you just no one stays in that lane. So even with Living Armor, Timbersaw should be able to take the tower, provided you don't really end up in a bad laning stage. And I think they have 3 bans, so they're probably going to address the most popular ones.
I never thought about how the tree respawn is a buff for Timber's laning stage. But it really is.
And for Treant, too.
Oh, yeah, Treant, 100%. I mean, that one I just, instantly was like, nice, that's great for Tree. A Timber, all those little side hits you get with the Whirling Death when you're hitting trees at the same time, you actually get those refreshed twice as fast now.
It's a quality of life change, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, actually, 3 divided by 5 is not twice, but yeah.
Damn
you, 5
Bowie.
divided by 3.
You got me again.
Yes.
He's also got his fraction upside down, but that's okay. Reciprocals and shit. You'll figure it out.
Yeah. All right. So I am surprised here. I didn't expect those bans coming from EGOBOYS, because the Ursa, the Monkey King, what else really good for Timber? The Gyrocopter, they're all still up,
Well, you can't ban everything because there are a number of heroes against the Timber, which is one of the reasons why we really don't see him picked this early at all.
I don't. Huh.
Well, maybe they want to pick Ursa or something.
Possible. All right, so they took the puck. What else do you want to remove here? What is a good combo with the Timber? I guess they probably just want some roamers because the Timbersaw's gonna play by itself. So, Earth Spirit, Tasquito.
There's also
Rana, maybe.
Dispels could be interesting, right?
Radiant team
Like versus the Living Armor. There's that gyro you said.
Okay, all right.
But there's not many roamers that have Dispels unless you're playing like an Ench 4 or something. So,
which we actually saw, but yeah, I think, especially because I feel like you get the Living Armor kind of late into the game, right? Usually you see treants going like 2-2
seconds remaining.
into Living Armor level 5. It really depends how the lane is going. Like if you're winning the lane, you don't necessarily want to get the Living Armor. So maybe it's a weird bet to go for that spell.
Radiant
What about-
team pick.
Shadow Demon.
Okay.
This has been a very challenging draft to read. I feel like I haven't seen most of these bands coming. And,
yeah, they got rid of the roaming Dispel.
As you say that.
okay.
Third pick, Luna.
Now, the Magical Burst, I mean, it's sort of okay versus Timber. You know, you can stop his Timber Chain if you time it exactly right. It's hard to do. She's not the
10
worst
seconds
hero,
remaining.
but it is a little weird.
She's not the
5
worst.
seconds remaining.
All right.
Out of the 100 heroes left, she's not the worst.
All right, so you don't pick Bristle yet. You wait until the next
Bristle.
pick, so then you can ban the Veno, or the Viper, I mean. So for now, you pick your 4 that roams with your Timber. Nyx's banned. That would be the best pick if it was there. They have the Rubik. That's the other good pick. There's Clockwork. That's not bad. He's better
True.
5 these days.
You know what? As I digest this Luna, I kind of...
Tusk was in.
Oh, the Tusk.
Jeez, what am I thinking here? My bad.
All right, I actually take everything away that I said. I think this Luna might have a pretty bad lane, but let's see what Gorillaz-Pride can do to in the other lanes, because you
10
do have
seconds
3 of
remaining.
those, so you only have to win 2. What is
5
the
seconds
off-laner here for
remaining.
G-Pride?
Mars is still in, but there's a Timber, so then there's some concerns.
Yeah,
I mean, I
but,
still always
Enigma?
like Underlord against the Timber Saw. Enigma is a good shout out.
It's not bad. Snapfire 3. Anyone who can buff up our Luna at all, besides the 3 Venge that we'll never see.
Magnus.
All right, guys, I'm gonna go crazy here.
3 Ogre.
Bat Rider.
Yeah, no, I was actually gonna say Beastmaster, but as I was starting to say it, I kind of regretted it already. So
Good choice.
that's-
Yeah, good thinking, because
Dire team
it's not good.
Wow,
Okay.
they're still taking
And
it to
they
the
go back
Timber
for
anyway. I mean, that's probably knock me matched up in lane, right? They should be able to avoid that. And they have the flex in the end where it can go mid. All right,
Yes.
now, can you Bristle, or is that just too similar to Timbersaw? And so, and then can you get away with a
10 seconds
Spectre
remaining.
versus Mars Rubik?
You need more control, man. You've got ABBA
5
and Timber on
Yeah.
your team. You
You
need
you had
some
no
kind of
stuns,
stun.
you had no push. Yeah, at least they get the push. This is
Troll's
really good.
great.
They have Roche now.
Get
I was
some
trying to
nets.
I was trying to remember what hero it was that we saw actually shred the Luna the game before, and I couldn't remember. And then I was like, was it the Bristle game? Yeah, it must have been the
It was
Bristle game.
Troll.
No, it was the
But
Troll.
wasn't it mid Bristle though?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Radiant team ban.
Oh, the
Oh,
Viper
but they-
ban.
the
But wait.
Viper ban.
Maybe it is
Team
going.
ban.
Oh boy.
All right. I mean, that would just be a super solid like roaming mid for them, I think, right now. They could really use another hero that punishes with the entangle. Like, they need someone who can just output a crazy amount of damage from mid, like a Snapfire or something with the overgrowth.
Invoker?
10 seconds
Oh, yeah, he's actually
remaining.
still in.
Kunkka band?
Yeah, Invoker's definitely the hero.
5
The big AoE
seconds
damage.
remaining.
Can't
Luna
tinker.
Alacrity.
Veno's no good. Skywrath mid is hype. All right, let's do Sky mid. That's actually the pick.
That is super hype and
Nature's
crazy
Prophet?
good against Timber.
Against Tusk
Radiant
though.
team
Dude, I have PTSD of playing Sky mid against Tusks rotating. Oh, they
Wow.
actually took the Huskar.
Scared of the
Nice.
Huskar. And the Invoker's a good band too. The raid boss Luna stuff.
I mean, Eagle Boys can actually pick whatever. I love this feeling in a draft. They can pick like Lena, and I'm kind of okay with it. Maybe Lena's a bit scary,
10
although she has a
seconds
lot of
remaining.
space in front of her.
Do you storm?
Any spirit's fine.
5 seconds remaining.
I think Void and Storm look better than Ember. I think Void looks pretty
Radiant
good.
team pick.
Aren't you afraid of the tree though?
No.
Oh. I mean, this is exactly the type of draft where I am like, okay, Ego Boys, you have 2 carries.
Oh my God, OD!
Works.
It's time. They lost. Go OD.
Oh my God. Oh my God. It's perfect. It's perfect.
Let's go.
It's a
Cat.
sick OD game.
5
It's
seconds.
Use
actually
this brain.
time.
It's so good versus Troll, Morphling, and Timber.
Abba-
Both of these
Abba
supports.
Tusk. It's actually
Oh,
good.
this
It's
is
all fine.
Close your
unreal.
eyes.
This is
Listen.
unreal. Come on,
It's
Gorillaz-Pride.
set up for the spear, dude. There's no way.
Decorate this draft with an OD pick. You can do it.
Oh, it's
All right,
it's
who
so
else
much to
pops?
pick, but they could
gonna-
Lena. They'll Void Spirit. All right.
Whatever. All right, easy game for Ego Boys. Let's go.
You have faith in the mid morph?
Nah, I'm joking. I hate this Troll Morphling duo. They could win with it, but every time I see Ego Boys pulling this off, it just looks.
But Bowie, what do you
Ah.
hate more, Troll Morphling or Luna?
But I
That
like
is a good
Tree,
question.
and I like
That's-
Rubik. Oh.
Tau Void Spirit though. I remember Theban casting this Void Spirit, and Tau he's probably the only Void Spirit with Kaya Sanji I've ever praised. So I think I'm gonna have to go with G-Pride here. Luna is a little bit of a Pepega hero, but it's good versus Timber. You know, there's purpose in the pick. So
I also actually distinctly remember his Void Spirit as being extremely good.
yeah.
Oh man, Morphling, can you do it? This is exciting. I can't tell which one I dislike more.
I think I'm gonna lean Ego Boys. Honestly, I think I wanted that OD so bad. I think they might just be able to stall this out long enough to get the Morphling to troll to critical mass. I feel where you're coming from, Bowie, but I think this is going to be the rare game where they actually do it, just based on how chaotic Game 2 was. I think it's going to be wild.
All right, I've got it. Gorillaz-Pride are going to have this like bubble shield around Arceus. They actually won't be able to get to the Luna. The stuns are pretty minimal.
Yep.
From the side of Ego Boys. Yeah, I actually like G-Pride quite a bit here.
Okay. Well, we've got some golden tusks on the tusk. How appropriate. Maybe that's a sign that Ego Boys will have a good one here. Gary, Theban, it's the last game of the day. Another day where we go the distance, both series. What do we think? What's the take here? We got some new faces as promised, but are they the faces we wanted to see? Also, thoughts about the OD. Come on, join us on the OD train.
That's where I was going to go as well. So excited. You hyped up the OD. I guess we are a little bit disappointed it didn't come out at the end of the draft, but Theban, it is the Tau Void Spirit. We've seen him perform spectacular wonders on his hero.
Yep.
Is it going to be able to lift the spirits of this G-Pride team, losing game 2 in such a manner, and with a Luna on their side, which we have seen flip-flop from being exceptional and being not a hero?
I think this game he's going to have a lot of impact because the Morphling and the Troll Warlord, these are both farm intensive cores, and the Morphling is not going to be able to move in the game. So that means this Void Spirit has a lot more freedom. He has more time to decide when he wants to make the rotation, get something going. I was actually expecting him to pick Void Spirit in game number 2, but they went with the Bat Rider. Obviously, it didn't look like he was that comfortable, at least in the laning stage. That's why the Tiny got more farm. But this time he's on a very comfortable hero, and I have very high expectations from Tau.
Yeah, I think we all do as well. And yeah, that greedy core duo, like Bowie was saying, that he's not seen them perform particularly well when they've got this kind of Troll plus Morphling, both overlap and like to farm the jungle a fair amount.
On Timber,
But
that's also
and-
a third core that needs a lot of farm.
they are all 3 heroes that do pretty well in lanes, though, aren't they?
They can, exactly, but the same problem arises. You don't have heroes who can rotate for you, and then you have one stun in this Tusk. The best stun you're going to get is like if Morphling becomes Rubik, steals Lift, or becomes Mars and you get an Arena or something. Not Arena, sorry, the Spear. There's no Arena being stolen from by Morphling. But yeah, you get the Spear or you get a Lift, and that's it. Like, Ego Boys have a serious stun problem. So the only real way they can apply pressure is they win lanes, they walk down a lane, and they just try to take objectives while G-Pride try to fight them back. But that's also hard to do because now you're dealing with a Treant and he's got the living armor healing these towers back up. So you got a hard commit for these objectives. You can't really like, do some damage, go back, and then come back again later and take the objectives. Just going to heal right back up while this Luna is just like AFK farming all over the map without having any threat on her because you don't have catch.
And we can do that in multiple lanes as well, right? Rubik, another hero that we've seen historically throughout Dota 2 as a very popular hero, but one of his main aspects as a position 4 is he can sit in a lane, fade bolt, zap it, defend towers while your other side of the map, Treant, like you're saying, is defending another one. So you do create, I think Trent said, creating that bubble, that barrier around your Luna to continue farming, while Mars and Void Spirit can cause a bit of havoc elsewhere. And that's another thing, right? Team fight, you mentioned the stuns on EGOBOYS. Team fight is also kind of lacking. They don't have any real nuke damage. It's damage over time with Timbersaw and Troll and Morphling trying to catch up to people until they get their key items.
The more you talk, Gary, and the more I'm thinking, the more faith I have in G-Pride's lineup.
Same.
I'm looking at EGOBOYS.
All my faith is like draining away.
Yeah, this lane with Timber and Tusk is not even easy against a Luna Treant because they got so much base damage. Then you're also going to get the Lunar Blessing going. You can deny a lot of creeps against the Timbersaw. Then Void Spirit, I don't know if he's going to go for that Kaya Sanj build into Aghanims this game. He might opt for like a Vessel, but there is an Abaddon on EGOBOYS, which kind of, makes it more awkward to buy Vessel against a Timber. So I think at the end of the day, he's probably going to go for that build that he's likes to play with the Kaya Sanj into Ags. It's really good against Abaddon, that one at least, because you get AoE silence whenever Abaddon comes in to try and shield your ally. We see Todd now returning back into the game. That's who we were waiting for, and it's unpausing.
And we're into game 3. Let's get cracking. G-Pride up against EGOBOYS, going the full distance again. Well, hero animations all okay. We did have a problem a couple of days ago with, I think it was Chris Luck's Storm Spirit, who had no animations at all. So admin doing their due diligence, making sure everything's loaded in correctly. And we are ready to get out there. Look at Drakeel dropping all these massive chat lines.
Yeah, it's so long.
Having a bit of fun.
Jeez.
It's like from the Ghastly Eerie. The old Skyrath chat lines we used to see spammed out.
There we go. That's the chat line we're looking for from Greedy. I was like, Greedy, drop your chat line, boy. And there it is. Fight me.
Yeah,
I love how Valve incorporate their memes, like Dota memes, into these voice lines.
Yeah, it's so good. Honestly, the way that Dota's been built up over the years, it's been a spectacular story. I think the panel was talking about it a couple of days ago. With all of the lore is based on a lot of myths and historical sort of features, even literary references as well. They're talking about having Puck from Shakespeare, Octarine Core from Terry Pratchett. There's loads of cool little references, and when you notice them, you're like, oh yeah, a little nod to my favorite book, my favorite author.
Sorry, Gary, I'm not sophisticated enough to understand all whatever you just said.
Shakespeare.
I'm just a boy playing Dota.
Playing some video games, yeah. So you're good at the game. You don't have to focus on all the fun little nuanced bits. When you're bad at the game, that's why Slacks does his whole lorgasm stuff, right? You got to go deep into the game and find a story to play with. We get ourselves into these lanes, though.
A very unique character. Who you think is gonna which lane is gonna have first blood? We gotta do this. Where is the first blood coming from?
I think it's top, but I'm kind of leaning towards like Tau first blooding alone with some real weird move coming in, like I don't know, some misplay from that Morphling potentially. But I think it's probably gonna be the top lane. Greedy plus Dismal, that lift and the spear, like displacing.
I think Kara's gonna die. Yeah. I think so too. I mean, bottom is also possible. There's going to be a lot of battling down here, especially with Cat being a strength hero. He does have boots though, so he can run away from the Timbersaw. And Timber went for the Whirling Death level 1 instead of the Timber Chain. This is what we normally see. It's like Timber Chain level 1 to get last hits with, but the Whirling Death does allow him to destroy more trees, making it harder for a Cat.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's Timbersaw. There are trees everywhere.
Oh my god, look at that damage.
Get rid of them. Oh god, look at he's being punched.
Oh, one more punch. No,
the fairy fire.
Okay.
But that zoned him out Forced to salve.
Yep. Got hyped for the
Cat is
first
so
blood. Forgot about the fair fire.
So speedy. This tree,
Yeah.
when he's in those trees, he's just sprinting around. Yeah, that gives the Luna a little bit of freedom, but the courier's going to get sniped out by the Tusk. Nice little shot.
I don't got Char level 1.
Yeah.
The Char level 1, eh? Okay. Can't really use tag team with the Timbersaw anyway. So what we're actually going to see in this game is probably the Timbersaw getting to level 3, and then Tusk maybe rotating out of this lane, trying to apply some pressure top. Try lane with the Troll and the Abaddon. Abaddon's got the Curse, he got the Whirling Axes, and Tusk with the tag team should be able to get a few kills. Oh, missed the spear top. Feels bad.
Yeah, they don't catch him out. Because it's pretty difficult for the Tusk to move into mid. I mean, Void Spirit doesn't yet have a point in Dissimulate, but when he hits 4, we could see that as the disengage tool for Tau, who is currently 8-2 against Morphling's 10-1, alone with the earlier bottle, able to sustain and get those extra little last hits in. So far, so good for the Morphling.
Can you explain to me, how does Morphling drink water?
Osmosis.
Is that like... Well, is
No
that
idea,
like
mate.
some kind of a cannibalism?
Is it cannibalism if...
If
Now you've
Morphling is
got me
like
thinking.
drinking water runes?
Have you watched Futurama?
Nope.
There is an episode in Futurama where there are some water aliens, and they drink some like Coca-Cola, and they kind of swallow it, and then it spreads into their body. It becomes part of them. So I don't know if he digests it or he just like absorbs it into his being, right? It becomes his soul. Nearly get the Luna bottom, but Tao's also in a spot of bother in the mid lane. Chased down by Alone, he will be able to slip away thanks to a nicely placed Remnant. It's getting a bit spotty, getting a bit scary in some of these lanes though. Everyone's popping salves,
Under attack.
towing the line of death and life.
Yeah, and Drakeo has hit his level 3 timing, where his reactive armor is quite significant, plus the HP regen. He's got the soaring too, so plenty of mana, and this is where I expect Tano to get the hell out of this lane. Go do something, buddy. Your Timber no longer needs you.
Go get active. Buy the Boots of Travel Midas Blink that you have queued up, Tano. I believe in you. You can definitely...
So what's the verdict? Is it cannibalism or what? Alone just keeps drinking the water.
I don't know if it's cannibalism, because I don't know, that implies he's digesting it and killing it, but he's just absorbing it, you know?
Wait, you're telling me cannibalism is only if you, like, kill it after you eat it? That doesn't make sense. Kara,
No,
first blood.
Yeah, here it comes. Dismal takes it. No, cannibalism is if you eat it, right? It's the process of eating and digesting something of the same species as you, right?
And the water rune cease to exist once he triggers it.
But is water a living being? Now we get into the philosophical questions. It contains microbes.
And Morphling is a living being.
Yeah, I guess so. He's a sentient water element.
Yeah.
Things are getting
There you
tricky
have
now,
it.
Theban.
All right. We'll just stick to Dota, you know. We're
It's not
we're
cannibalism.
no scientists here. We're just Dota gamers trying to watch some good Dota. And we were right on the lane that will get first blood and the hero that will be first blooded too, Gary.
Absolutely
Like we're
correct.
good or something.
That's the most important thing. Alone gets that D ward mid. Strength morph as well. Get through the Ether Remnant. It looks like they're going to try and take down Rises here. Drag him back under the tower, spear him on the tree. Maybe not an actual kill on him, but definitely pressure and threatening Rises lane stage. While Tau is making a move up top. Oh, he's hit level 6. 2 Astral Steps at the ready. They've got Radiant Observer Ward spotting them bottom lane. They do lose cap to the neutral creeps, and Tano kills off... Tano gets killed off by Arges, and Drakeel's also in trouble here. He doesn't have any mana, though. No stick or anything for the Luna, so jumped on by the Timber. Forced away.
Yeah, and I think Alone gave the information Tau is moving towards top. So they just play very safe with the Troll and the Abaddon. Plus the mid lane, there is a catapult wave pushing in. Tau just needs to come back and clean this up. And Morphling gets rewarded with the DD on the 50-50 bottom rune. And that's scary. Alone with the double damage rune. Oh boy.
Yes.
Oh boy, Jolly
200.
old Morphling. Yep. Plus 100 damage.
Jeez.
6 minutes into the game. Thank you.
I don't know why I'm laughing.
This
That's
tower-
not funny.
This
Radiant's
tower
structures are fortified.
is hurt.
Already, yeah, 6.5 minutes in. They're rotating Dismar. I don't know if they
wanna
can kill
burst
him.
him.
Telekinesis into Remnant. Can they do it? He's got his
Nope.
strength morph off. Alone, just a step ahead of the curve as they make a move onto top. Mars gets slowed down by the axes. Shielded up onto Rises. He's under his tower there, Greedy, so safe and sound. Alone jumps back in
Yeah.
onto Tau. DD Rune's still going, but he can't finish off the Void Spirit.
He can't stay in this lane on Tal. It's just not possible against this DD, especially. Like, if Tal got that
Timber
DD rune... Okay,
In onto
there
Cat.
it is, the level 6. Timber 6. Argus are gonna get 6 now. He's gonna have his Mask of Madness. We'll probably just see Argus go into the jungle. Timber was not able to take the tower with the first catapult, but he will be able to take the tower in the next minute, and that's gonna be good enough.
Nice
You kind
little
of
Luna.
expect that, right?
Radiant's
With the
bottom
Timber,
tower
like
is under
almost
attack.
every game he gets the tower.
Yeah, he's able
Honestly.
just to tank up so much.
Dire's top tower is under
That's Treant's
attack.
going to make life a living hell for him. So Luna TP's mid, and like you said, transitions up into that jungle. So kind of curious to see where Tau goes right now. It looks like he's going to have to head back to Fountain first, and then TP out to a lane somewhere. You don't want to TP bottom, do you? Has to be top.
Yeah, you has to be top. You want to make aggressive moves right now. You just let Cat play bottom. Let him get his experience down here. Cat, he's just able to run into the trees, not even care.
And that mid tier one taking a beating.
Yeah, this feels bad actually for EGOBOYS. Now that I've considered the potential of the Treant against the Timber, like just stopping the Timber's tower damage
Radiant's
by
bottom
killing off the
tower
creeps
is
and
under
healing that
attack.
tower is just so annoying for the Timber. Like, he wants to be able to take this tower and leave this lane already, so he can give it to the Troll Warlord, but he can't.
Can't. Just can't do it. Look at that, Nature's Grasp, hide away in the trees, cut a few of them down. Cat toying with the Timber Saw. And Tusk, he's sticking down here. Looks like they really want to kill off that Treant. We'll see if they can do it in a second or two. But you've also got this Luna who moves out of the jungle, heads up to top. The arena catching Kara, pre-level 6. No borrowed time. Trying to cut through the Abaddon as quickly as they can with the Lucent Beams and the damage from the greedy Mars. But now
Scary.
the Troll trapping and netting the Luna. The turnaround from Rises onto Argus, and the Abaddon didn't even die.
Wow.
Gets a kill on the Mars on the way out.
Wow, the whirling axes, the melee whirling axes, giving the mischance onto the 2 cores. And they just turned that around. I mean, they got so much XP. Abaddon now 6 3/4. And the Luna not farming. What a disaster
Radiant's
for
bottom tower
What did he got?
G-Pride.
700 experience from the Abaddon. That's like a full level he got. And it looks like Dismar getting caught out by Alone and Tano over in that triangle. Gets the tip from as well. And the laning stage from EGOBOYS, even though they haven't managed to really bully down these towers early on, they're still getting a tremendous amount of farm on all 3 of their cores. Top 3 net worth,
Yeah, they
all
are.
dire heroes by a pretty significant margin, wouldn't you say?
I think the only lane I really expected to lose hard was going to be the Tao's lane against the Morphling. Because Morphling does a lot of damage and you can't really pressure him. But these other lanes, getting those key kills, allowing them to get a little bit ahead right now.
Well, they bring Greedy into mid, try to defend that tower again. And it is just reaction after reaction from G-Pride. They're on top of the Tusk. Oh, Cat zapped down by the Chakram. Tano's Tusk going to get rebuked by the god. And Tau, he's been handed that kill by Greedy. Yeah, Timbersaw finally now is going to be able to take this tower though, right, with a catapult wave. It's been a long time coming.
Finally. Look how much deforestation he did bottom lane just to get this Treant out of there. How many trees? They're all dead.
He's even
For
got a
one
quelling blade.
Treant.
Quelling the trees, whirling the trees. Tower
My
down.
Goodness. Yeah, I mean, he had to wait till 10-minute catapult. That's very long for a Timber to take the tower.
It doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't feel particularly bad. Like he's still 5,000
doesn't.
net worth. No, like no one's
Yeah.
touched him and they still bully the Luna out of the lane, didn't they?
Yeah, I think there are games where, you know, these Timbers take the tower early, they move, and then they instantly feed. So that, like, G-Pride in some way, by delaying that, have made this Timber have a better game as well.
Tau?
Oh,
well,
wow. Just
no,
rooted and
no
dead.
Tau anymore.
Yeah. Just got straight up rooted.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Yeah, this is
Both
really
the supports
awkward
are
right
there
now.
as well.
Middle tower is under
I feel like
attack.
Rubik should be sitting mid this whole time and just fade bolting every wave while Tao and Greedy play together on the top lane. But because Dismar is also going top and Greedy is going top, this mid tower has been easily killed off. And EGOBOYS, their snowball is online. That's a hood though,
kill.
and they missed.
I'm missing the spear.
It's over.
Yeah, they can't touch him anymore. I mean,
Yeah, that's
still-
not a fight anymore.
yeah. They get the tower and they just disengage. I mean, at some point, Dismar looks like he got the attribute shift, so he is up at max strength. Probably wants to go and
Well-
buy himself a chainmail or something.
This
Snowball.
is really
Hello.
scary.
Who's this? Tano. Straight into action. Opens it up for Drakeel. They blow up Tano's tusk, though, and the chakram returned onto Drakeel.
Radiant's top tower.
Yeah,
does allow
Dismar's
that troll to
chakram
hit the
is
tower,
so
though.
strong.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I think this might be the first game in a while where we see one team
Luna.
taking the 3 tier 1s before the enemy took even one tower.
I think so, yeah.
Very scary.
Nice little GG tree.
Yes.
Argius.
Mascamanzing out of there.
Tower is under attack.
I mean, he was close to death. And alone is close to E-Blade. Oh, hang on, Dismar. Little Timber Chain away, outplaying, but Drakeel's on the hunt. Don't know if he can finish off the job, though. Unless he dives tier 3s. Instead, gonna look to cut down some trees around Cat. Greedy's Mars with no arena.
Radiant's middle tower
No overgrowth.
is under attack.
Means that Timbersaw is out away scot-free. But yeah, we were doubting the triple core lineup. We knew, I guess we did say
Working.
that they have to win 2 or 3 of the lanes to come out of this feeling even remotely successful, and that's exactly what EGOBOYS have done. 4k net worth lead at 13 minutes. Full map control. Nice little catch on the Troll Warlord, though. He's still got Battle Trance and 21 charges and some great shards to block the entrance.
Yeah, I mean, they pretty much won all 3 lanes. And they got an E-Blade coming out from the Morphling 2 now. So Shotgun is online. Rubik did steal the Strength Morph, so he's got plenty of HP. At least he won't be dying to the Shotgun. Who's the main target? Tao. Tao's gonna be it. He's got to dissimulate the E-Blade.
Well, it's everyone, isn't it? Like, there's no hood on Mars. You're not going to see a BKB on Luna for another, I don't know, 10 minutes or something. And I try to grab Dismar top, but a Timber Chain out. Greedy has that arena, but Timbersaw's offering himself as the target, and that's not who G-Pride want to go for. And in the meanwhile, alone, he's just killed off Tau Void Spirit with the help of Tano's Tusk. Smoking up, and it looks like they're immediately moving into that Radiant Triangle where G-Pride have smoked themselves.
But Lone doesn't have mana though. This could be a
That is
bad
true.
fight for EGOBOYS.
Especially if they can focus down the Troll Warlord. He's got the shield, he's got the Battle Trance, in comes the Eclipse, trying to zap down Drakeel. That's a tanky Timbersaw, and Greedy's been rooted up. The Troll finds the pos 3 kill. Dismar, was that a stolen borrowed time? Sure. Delays the
Never
death.
mind.
The double kill for Rises, and now Roshan opens up for EGOBOYS. It feels like this game is just completely out of contention now.
You know, they dropped the Eclipse. It's only a level 3 Lucent Beam. You get like a shield out and a miscoil. He pops a Burrow Time. He soaks up some of the Eclipse damage, and that's it. They don't have anything left.
Yeah, you heard your
You lost 3
Timbersaw.
towers. Yeah, and this Timber has a hood. Like, he is so tanky. Alright, my
Nobody can touch him.
my faith in Luna is dying ever so quickly.
Was it ever alive?
Not really, but you know, in this game I was confident that this was it. This is the game where Luna's gonna dominate. This must be what every Luna picker right now is probably thinking. This is
Oh,
gonna
man.
be the game.
Speaking of the Luna,
Oh,
alone.
Oh, they got him.
Oh,
He did oh wow, he was sitting at 640 HP, Gary.
he thought he could just kill that Luna straight off.
Yeah, oh, 2
And Greedy
freebies.
turns with 2 kills. Kara now forced to borrow time. 3 in a row. Baron's going to drop to Tao's Void Spirit.
Okay.
Needs
We
to follow
take
actual
these.
step.
Yep, G-Pride, you know, they're still in it, getting these 3 kills. I mean, EGOBOYS are strong when they're grouped up together, especially with the Apothic Shield covering them. But if Morphling makes a mistake like that when you're this far ahead, you're feeding away a lot of XP and gold. What was there like a summary? How much gold was given?
I didn't click it.
Okay,
probably a lot.
Must have been a lot. Yeah.
So what was
I
it?
think so.
422, so it was like 700 gold to Greedy, So it's probably about 1,000 net worth shift, I'd assume. I mean, from the graph, what can we see? 7.5k down to about 5 now. So yeah, overall, after those 3 kills, we've had about a 2.5 grand shift.
Yeah, and that's big because not only with the gold that you instantly got, but how much space they were able to have while those heroes were dead. Argy is finally able to farm some ancient creeps that he hasn't been able to touch for the past minutes because EGOBOYS have been controlling that, and now they want Roshan.
I guess we were looking at this Radiant team. They've got no items. Of course, they're going to be losing these fights, but starting to pick them up now. Even Mars with the Yule Scepter. Treant is closing in on Blink Dagger. Roshan down to 2,500 health. The contest is
They got
coming.
Arena.
Mars with the God's Rebuke, forcing
Here we
Kara to
go.
pop his shield on himself. E-Blade in. Tau has to dissimulate away, so Roshan's going to be cleared up here by the Dire team. Aegis in the hands of Alone and straight up onto high ground. Force the Yules onto the Timber Saw so they can run away. Rubik, the lift up. Morphling turns into him, steals his spells and demolishes him. Drakeel actually claims the kill. Oh, and the Troll Warlord
Why
sees the
need
Mars.
stunts?
Speared back. Maelstrom, BKB, Troll Warlord ready to fight.
Yep, very early team fight oriented build here from Rises, now going for the Battle Fury. Maelstrom helps fight a lot. He's got
Luna.
crazy net worth, 10,000.
Luna can't even TP when the Morphling's on her. That's a good Arena Spear Eclipse though. Attribute shift, strength,
Not
Morph.
enough.
He's tanking up. They can't take down the Morphling and he's just going to keep hounding the Luna back. Treant is wandering over. Another E-Blade. Snowball in with the shards and the tank team. They should be able to punch down Argius. Even with the overgrowth there, the Mars can't clear through Alone's Morphling, and then the Troll arrives. This flow of EGOBOYS just pummeling them into the ground as every hero rallies to the efforts to kill off the Rubik. Greedy stuck in the trees now as well. And a 3-0 as he'll Yules and land down to the ground with a mega kill streak for Drakeel. Even DD are in bottom spot.
Even the Eclipse Arena Spear is just not enough against the Strength Morph. Like, it's so much burst damage, but he's healing much faster. Still gets to keep the Aegis too. That would have only been an Aegis kill, you know, but they can't even get that. She's got the Manta in about 1,000 gold. Needs it desperately, but still like 2-3 items away before she can even be fight ready. And I'm scared to know how much Troll's gonna have by that time.
Yeah, that's the big one. And you got Sanjin Yasha queued up. Does he have something coming out on Courier? He does. 1 Blade of Alacrity.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
High ground vision. There for the Radiant, so they do see Troll wandering over towards mid. He is alone without Aegis, but BKB Battle Trance, the safety net he needs. And a tier 2 bottom there as they are going to go high ground. Drakeel feeling tanky enough just to break up the ramp. Tank that tier 3 and allow Alone with a double damage rune. 450 damage per hit from the Morphling. I mean, when they get that Curse of Avernus going, that tower's going to get shredded.
It's crazy to think how, like, sometimes this one rune can change the game as well. The 6-minute DD rune that Morphling had, where he was able to just pressure the mid tower and pressure the Void Spirit. What if Tao's the one who had that DD, right? Then he has so many options to play on the side lanes and even solo kill a potential Troll Warlord, for example. It's just insane. Like, I'm just thinking back of like how did all these things unfold?
And then you start thinking about, E-Blade gets delayed, maybe, rotation onto the Timber Saw stops that bottom tower from going. Because if you think that maybe if the Treant was able to hold on to some of these tier 1s for a little bit longer, it would have been more space. Tau jumps in, the Arena catches the Timber Saw with a spear, but Greedy doesn't have the follow through from his team. Nobody's there to actually get in on top of them, and of course the Timber Saw's not the target you want to be focusing. So they have to give up that tier 2. EGOBOYS straight up towards top lane now. And the map shrinks for G-Pride. Alone. Oh, look at him. 60% of Tau's health just gone like that. Snaps his fingers with the E-Blade shotgun.
It's got that Kaya Sanj ready on the Void. And I think one of the problems for Tau this game is there's no squishy supports on the side of EGOBOYS for him to just pick off with this build. It's a Tusk and a Batten. They're both just strength heroes with some kind of a save for themselves. This Smart with his high HP just trying to do something.
He's
Some
even
split push
stolen
going.
He even gets the timber chain. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's good space. He's making really good space right now.
I meant alone. Alone gets the timber chain that the Rubik has.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
He's
a Morphling who's a Rubik with a timber chain. Cool.
Dismal TPs. Well, they do drag the attention of the Ego Boys down to that bottom lane. Looks like Alone's going to TP back into mid. Try and cut off anybody that plays up into that top outpost spot. And they're even TPing up there with a Tusk. Greedy doesn't have Blink Dagger. He's dead. There's surely no escape from this Tano Tusk. Alone misses out on the E-Blade because of the Yule Scepter. Pops his Essence Ring. Delay. Make more space. My Luna is farming. It doesn't matter if I'm feeding. I'm going to kill some creeps. Tano, sure, jump on me. Do what you want. Meanwhile, in the Radiant Triangle, rises onto the Rubik. Greedy does drop finally to the Alone Morphling. It looks like Dismar chaining long range off to the left, dodging the Chakram as well, but they'll follow through. Another chain. Dismar, oh, no way. He's such a slippery little devil.
Yeah, I mean, he should refresh that chain, though. Take it back from Drakil, so he's got that spell steal timer reset. But he's been doing a lot of work with this. Just split pushing, trying to make his way to that vessel, even though there's an Abaddon on the enemy team.
You see the line of dire heroes all the way across from top through mid. Cutting waves, making sure that this split pushing isn't going to be as effective from G-Pride.
Argus is not even hasn't even broken 10,000 net worth yet as a Luna.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, like, if you have Dusa available, right, what reason do you have to ever pick Luna? It just feels like an infinitely better hero.
Very good question. I mean, we could get someone to ask the players what the thought process is there. Maybe it's just preference. Morphling. Is he going to get chain stunned here? He gets off his attribute shift, Eclipse, the spear, the damage.
Save.
Snowball saved. And now the waveform away. It turns into the Mars, spears the Rubik back. They're going to focus Tano. But Tusk, like you were saying, tanky, strength, support hero. Very difficult to bring down. They can't finish the job. Troll with his BKB goes to work and nets up the Luna. Dead for 45 seconds. And the return of the Morphling. Kara actually has the double kill somehow, and that has the pos 5 Abaddon. But your Luna's dead for 30 seconds. That's 30 seconds where she's not farming.
Yep. And you don't really kill anyone either. Another Rubik buys back, wants to defend. Your EGOBOYS are just way too strong, too tanky. They got a pipe. Abaddon healing the Morphling.
When your Timbersaw is buying Bloodstone, you know the game is going one way and one way only. It's been a while since I've seen a Bloodstone Timber, honestly, in a pro game.
Mm-hmm. See a lot more of the Kaya Sanj these days on Timbersaw.
Status like Pipe, Lotus, Yules, Kaya Sanj. He's feeling himself. You can just stay bottom, clear waves. The rest of the squad start thinking about that next Roshan. So prime the top lane, the mid lane, take control of that Radiant Triangle, get the top
know what,
tier
Gary?
2.
I'm gonna tell you right now, this is the last time I'm ever backing a Luna.
Yep.
That's it. We're done. Our friendship with Luna is like beyond dead. Like there's no repair there.
She's gone from like borderline.
Last time.
She's gone from like borderline acquaintance to like nemesis now. it's gone from you could have been my friend, but now I just hate you.
Like, you know, this hero, it still has a 18% whatever win rate. It doesn't matter if it loses 9 games in a row on that 10th game. Even if the odds are with the Luna, I ain't backing it.
They found the real Luna. She does have the Rubik.
And she's running. Yeah. That's what she's good at. She's good at running. Running from a fight.
Well, she's very good at killing
her legs.
Killing defenseless elves, but not so good against these tanky Ego Boys. That's continually looking for like that one hero that's out on their own that they can maybe pick off, like that, looking at rises. Cat wants to utilize that blink overgrowth, but Greedy and Argus, they're just getting jumped. Okay, well, Luna's dead. They'll snowball straight back onto Greedy. He's throwing his arena down, trying to bulwark any of that range damage. But Luna, yet again, gone for 40 seconds. Where's the Tau Void Spirit? What's he up to? 3, 2, and 0. He's got his Aghanims. Kaya Sanj. This is your moment. If there's anybody I would put my trust in to try and come back in this game, It's Tau on his Void Spirit. But he's hiding in the trees.
I would agree with you if there was like a Grimstroke and a Rubik and all these like squishy supports on EGOBOYS side. But he can't find a single hero to pick off in this game. He has nobody to go on to. Even a Shadow Shaman. There was a Shadow Shaman at EGOBOYS. Surprisingly, I would think Tao, this man can bring his team back into the game. There's just nobody to kill. Look at the Tusk. He's got 1800 HP. He's got Snowball, Abaddon. Got his Borrowed Time, also 1800 HP.
He's going to find the Morphling. He's going to silence with his
him?
Aghanims. Morphling's going to Manta, and then Tao's going to instantly silence again, and then kill him.
So you're telling me he's gonna get the silence before Morphling clicks his attribute shift after the Manta, which he can literally do right away.
Yes.
Like it's like 2 instant clicks.
Yes. That is how Tao is going to drag his team back into the game.
Guess
Alone?
what? If the fate of the world is in that play happening, then I guess we're all just dead.
Yep. We're all pretty screwed. I mean, Alone was alone bottom there, and they didn't even want to go on him. Morphling's going to TP back up as it looks like the EGOBOYS have noticed a prime juicy target has reappeared inside of his cave. Roshan so quickly cleared through as well with that Curse of Avernus and the right-click damage from the 2 heavy-hitting cores.
So
and Morphling Age is now right. So, yeah, my plan no longer works.
I mean, technically it can work. He can die. He's just gonna have to do it twice.
Yeah, and Cat's been found in the trees. Little Tinker Ward spots him.
Alright.
And they're gonna lose that top lane of barracks.
I feel in both seasons of the DPC, this is the most wrong I have been about a game.
What, in this EGOBOYS series?
Yeah, no, this one game here with G-Pride. Like, I really thought they had the heroes to be able to do decently well in the lanes, and their team fight was far superior. But I think EGOBOYS, especially... Yeah, go ahead.
All of us felt that way, right? Maybe you just got caught up in the tidal wave of our idiocy. Arena, greedy, say goodbye to your Mars, throw the Eclipse and the Overgrowth in there, and Dire Hero dropping down to about half HP, and Tano is dispatched with the Troll with the BKB Battle Trans on top of the Luna, dead with buyback, but the rest of your team is being cleaved in twain, and Tao's Void Spirit forced to Astral Step into the fountain. They've got a Luna themselves now, as Morphling has turned into her and glaving through the buildings. Tier 3s and 4s all crumbling, and there's the GG. And it was a strenuous effort for G-Pride just to hold on into this game in any manner. 22-8, it was as one-sided as we've seen.
GG COVID.
I saw some people saying that EGOBOYS had, a number of them had COVID before this series and they were recovering from it, so I wasn't quite sure how true that statement was, but if they're talking about it there, you know, sticking it to COVID as well, winning the series, even while they're ill. Good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff. I mean, I definitely underestimated them in this game. I did not think that they had sufficient disables and ways to win this game in the mid game, but G-Pride, they lost their lanes way too hard